So, Chiefs, Ravens, Monday night. Gonna be a good one.
Yeah, game of the week.
Game of the week.
I mean, possibly game of the year.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're gonna get game of the year in week 3. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think both teams are still trying to work some things out. Like most teams in the league, I don't think anybody is at 100% as far as what they're going to look like, towards the end of the season or going into the postseason. So, good game. I expect still a little bit of some sloppy play here and there, missed tackles, maybe things not fully executed well, but still overall good game because they're highly talented teams.
Yeah, I just mean as far as it's the best and most intriguing matchup of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are the two best teams in the league going at it on Monday night.
Yeah.
The Kansas City struggled quite a bit last week, with the Chargers, but they pulled through in overtime. Baltimore hasn't really been tested yet.
Right.
So yeah, I'm interested to see how they look. For me, I think it's really going to come down for Baltimore. Is going to come down to them getting their run game in gear, and kind of controlling the ball that way. I want to see them run the ball much better than they have in the first 2 weeks, and also get Hollywood, Duvernay, and even Boykin involved in the screen game. And try to move the ball that way.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to really. I don't think they're going to beat Kansas City just dropping back and passing. Not with those receivers.
Yeah, I agree. Those receivers and also just the pass protection, particularly up at the middle, we just haven't looked that great so far, and that's one of the things where I believe over the course of the season it'll get better, right? Yeah. But right now, Tyree Phillips is struggling a little bit, as a rookie would. So that's understandable. He hasn't looked awful. So,
but Orlando's struggling even more than he is.
Orlando is struggling too, for sure, in the pass protection. But yeah, we gotta see if they can clean it up enough to pull out this win. But yeah, they need to establish the run. And they also need the wide receivers to make more clutch catches. They don't have to. You don't need Hollywood or Boykin to break out for 100+ yards. I mean, it'll help, but those critical third downs, they need to convert, right? But the key for us, like in most of our games, is time of possession. Extend the drive, take time off the clock, and put up touchdowns. And then the defense, they're not going to stop Kansas City, but they can definitely slow them down. Our secondary is the best secondary in the league, and they can definitely give Pat Mahomes some problems out there. They're going to end up scoring, so you got to be ready for that. But I don't think they're going to put up 30 points. I don't think that. So okay. I can see
somebody forgot to mute their phone. That's cool.
Well, it is what it is. I see it being it's not going to be a shootout. I can see it being like 20-20, something like that.
I see. I take it you're picking Baltimore in this game.
I am picking Baltimore. It's a home game, and yeah, even though it was a division game, and they weren't expecting to play Justin Herbert last week, you still struggled. with the Chargers. So
yeah, the Chargers are a really talented team, and anybody can have bad weeks. I would be a little bit, not slightly concerned that they had the bad week right before they played Baltimore, because I don't think they're going to have 2 bad weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But like I said, you drafted J.K. Dobbins for a reason. You brought back Mark Ingram and Gus Edwards for a reason. Go out there and do like you used to do against the Patriots and just physically dominate them on offense.
Yeah.
And I think that's really the path to winning for Baltimore. You got to get a lead early and then just try and sit on it. I think Baltimore finally gets over the hump. I think they beat Kansas City this time. I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go 31-27. I think they gotta score some points early, and then, like I said, use that run game to bleed the.
You don't have them scoring 30 points either. See, look at you.
I mean, look, I wasn't making any kind of declarations about 30 points. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see it the score getting, crazy out of hand. I don't think it's gonna be like 42-35 or anything like that. Nah.
Mhm.
28-20 or 28-21, something like that. You're gonna see points of the game where both offenses look good. You're gonna see points of the game where I think they both kind of struggle a little bit. They're gonna have their hiccups. But ultimately, our run game and our defense are gonna be the difference in this game. Because from what I've seen, Kansas City hasn't really been able to stop the run as good as they are in the middle with Chris Jones. They're still not a run stopping team. Now they can get after the quarterback, and we haven't been blocking well, passing or running. To be honest. So, but if they're going to get anything right from Monday night, I think it's going to be running before the passing game gets going. Yeah. And look, passing wise, they execute well. I mean, Lamar has looked excellent passing the ball.
Yeah, Lamar looks great. The rest of them don't, because they're not.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hollywood's looked good in both games. He didn't do a whole lot in the Houston game, but he wasn't targeted that much either.
Yeah,
and also Andrews.
Yeah, I mean they've looked okay for the first couple of weeks, but the rest of the pass game hasn't.
No, they haven't.
Duvernay and Boykins haven't shown much. The blocking hasn't been there. Lamar's been great, and that's kind of what's been carrying them through. They're going to need some of those guys to start making some plays.
Yeah, I'm really looking at Boykin. All right, I'm not looking at Duvernay. I'm looking at Boykin. It's year 2. They didn't bring anybody to replace you. You're out there starting. You need to step up and make some clutch plays. Again, I don't need him to go out there and get 100 yards, but if it's 3rd and 5, get some separation and make a first down catch, or get a 20+ yard catch for your quarterback.
Man, listen, no, you do need to go out there and get over 100 yards. You know what? You shouldn't need clutch plays every week. Okay.
Yeah.
Go out there and just beat some teams if you're the best team in the league.
So when I say clutch plays, look, when I say clutch plays, I don't mean the game is on the line. I'm saying it could be first quarter, nothing, right? And we have the ball and we're driving down the field. A clutch play is to get that first down to keep the drive going, right? I don't want this, nobody was open on 3rd down. Man, get open and make a catch. Mark Andrews is always covered, but he's always open. You know what I'm saying? Like he might be covered, but Lamar's going to throw in a ball and he's going to catch it. It doesn't matter what kind of coverage is on him. I need to start seeing stuff like that from Miles Boykin. Your big body wide receiver. He's looked good in 2 off seasons. They say he looked good this off season. They say he looked great last off season. We need to start seeing that on the field.
Yeah, but when's the last time? I mean, any coach, but particularly John Harbaugh, told you somebody looked bad? That's not really his thing.
So it's not so much what Harbaugh is saying. It's just kind of what Jameson Hensley and other people have reported about camp. So I'm not just taking Harbaugh's word for it.
Yeah, I don't like to listen to those training camp reports. The thing that matters in training camp is where you're getting snaps. And in Baltimore's case, even that doesn't matter because they chose not to bring in any competition. So
yeah. So either way, he has to go out there and perform. And this is the week where he can establish himself as a starting wide receiver. If he goes out there and looks the same, especially if we lose, if he goes out there and doesn't really give us any help and we lose the game, we have to really start considering some other options to bring in another wide receiver.
Well, that's the thing. It's, we said the last couple of weeks, they didn't really need much from Boykin. They didn't need much from Duvernay. They didn't need much from the run game because, they won those games, fairly easily. But you do need those guys to perform better than they're performing when you're going to, if you're going to be playing and beating top teams.
Yeah.
It's a Monday night. He can't go out there and get 30 yards, not against Kansas City.
No.
So I mean, whether he makes clutch plays or not, like you just need more than that.
Yeah.
From your number 2 receiver.
Yeah. So defense, I think they're gonna hold up. They've looked excellent. Man, Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey, man, they are worth every penny, man. They are. You could tell, like they're feeling it. I think Marlon Humphrey is going to have another MVP, or defensive MVP caliber type of year.
Yeah.
You know, Peter's gonna be right along with them. Safeties look good. Deshaun Elliott in 2 games. He had a sack last game, had a big hit in the first game. They're both playing well. Chuck Clark is playing well. They're not out of assignment. I think that's going to be a huge thing for us too. We're not going to have 2 safeties that are out of position.
Mhm.
So I think the game plan for us should be limiting any like deep plays. If they're dinking and dunking in a way down the field, that's fine. That's fine. And we hold them to a field goal or 2. That's gonna be the game for us.
Well, yeah, I mean, their defense has been playing great. I don't have any reason to think that they won't play well on Monday. But I mean, like last week, like we saw last week, the reigning defensive player of the year got bullied by DK Metcalf, who supposedly can't even run routes.
Yeah.
So like they have to go out there. They have to get a couple stops. That's their job.
Mhm.
Just get a couple stops in the game.
And from what
And
I
the
understand,
offense has to carry you to the win.
yeah, and from what I understand, the Chiefs' offensive line hasn't been looking that great either. Their interior line, they're missing one of their starting O linemen too, who opted out this year.
Yeah, but they replaced him with Osemele. Osemele's been looking good. I mean, I think it's probably just a early season, just kind of not fully spun up yet.
Yeah, I think that's what it is for both teams, to be honest.
But you can be sure that both teams are going to bring their best on Monday.
Oh, for sure. And they both understand it's a big game for them, and this is kind of a primer to what it could be in the playoffs.
This game could potentially decide home field in the playoffs.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, that's a good point. So, yeah. So I'm predicting 28. I'm gonna say 28-20. And B, you're going
31-27 Baltimore.
31-27 Baltimore. So 2 Baltimore victories, and we'll be here to talk about it on Tuesday.